Hi guys, I don't know if anyone's going to watch this, but I'd rather do this than grade papers, so here we go. All right, so in this section, this will be pretty short, just these three examples. We are going to take something that's in polar form, because it has r and theta, and transform it into one of your conic sections. So mainly, this is just going to involve algebra. So the first thing we're going to do is cross multiply. So I have 5r minus 4r cosine theta, and then we're going to use equals 9, and then use our sort of toolkit to substitute. So I know that, let's put it off to the side, I know r squared is going to equal x squared plus y squared, so that means I can take the square root of both sides. So I have here 5 times the square root, x squared plus y squared, minus 4 times, and I know that our cosine theta is going to equal x, and that all equals 9. From there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to isolate my square root term like you would normally do in algebra. 5 times the square root, x squared plus y squared, equals 4x plus 9. And then we are going to go ahead and square both sides. So when you square both sides, we have here 25, and then parentheses, x squared plus y squared, equals, and foiling this out gives me 16x squared, 36 times 2, so 72x plus 81. And from here, it's really just about gathering together your like terms. So I have 25x squared plus 25y squared, and then I'm going to bring terms over. Minus 16x squared minus 72x minus 81 equals 0. And I have two common x squared terms, so I can bring them together. So 25, so also take a note here that the 25x squared came from my 5, the 16x squared came from the 4, and so by then having to subtract it, bringing them together, you are going to end up with a positive 9x squared plus 25y squared and minus 72x minus 81 equals 0. So notice we have two positive squared terms with different coefficients, and that tells me we have an ellipse. And so you can now look back at the equation, and in our equation, if you have r equals k, I have it outlined below actually, a plus b cosine or sine, doesn't really matter, it's just a matter of whether it's more in the major directions in the x-axis or the y direction. So if a is greater than b, as it was in this case, you end up with an ellipse, because when we subtracted 25 minus 16, we came up with a positive 9x squared. So we'll do a couple examples, but just take note, you want to be able to keep track of which one of these you end up with. So if a is greater than b, you have an ellipse. If a is less than b, it'll be a hyperbola, because I would be ending up with something like 16 minus 25, which would make my squared term negative, and that gives me the hyperbola. And in this case, if a equals b, one of your squared terms will actually cancel out, so you'll only have one squared term. That gives you the parabola. All right, now in this case, we left this in what is called, remember, general form. Let's go ahead and do another one, but this time we're going to put it actually into standard form. Okay, rectangular standard form, but we want to put it, with the completing the square and everything. So r equals 10 over 3 plus 2 sine theta. So we notice that a is greater than b, so I'm expecting to get an ellipse, and we start off with our algebra. So we have our 3r plus 2r sine theta equals 10, And so we are going to do our substitution. At some point you actually can get to actually take a few shortcuts with this when you do enough of them. And this one now, our sine theta is y, so that'll equal 10. So I know I'm going to have 3. So we want to isolate our squared term. And now on this side it will be negative 2y plus 10. But we're going to still go ahead and square both sides. And so I'm going to actually do the distribution and the squaring on this one. So I have 9x squared plus 9y squared, and that's going to equal 4y squared. Minus 20 times 2, so minus 40y plus 100. And now we're going to combine our like terms so that we can then complete the square to put it in standard form. So I have 9x squared. On the other side now I only have a y squared, so I'm going to keep my 9x squared here. But now I have 9y squared minus 4y squared, so that'll be 5y squared. And then I have minus 40y. And because I know I'm going to complete the square, I'm going to leave my 100 over on this side. Okay, so I only have to complete the square on the 5 on the y. So 9x squared, we have to factor out that 5. So that gives me y squared minus 8y plus 16 equals 100 plus 5 times 16, which I believe is 80. And so we have 9x squared plus 5 times y minus 4 squared, completing the square, equals 180. And our last step is to divide everything through by 180, which leaves me with x squared over 20 plus y minus 4 squared over 72 equals 1. And that then would be putting it into standard form. Okay? So this next one, let's just go ahead and do the example. Let's convert to rectangular standard form. So we're going to go a step further here. We're going to actually then graph this one as well, just as a nice review. So notice that A equals B, so we expect to get a parabola. But the numbers will be a little bit simpler, so we cross multiply, and we're going to have R plus R cosine theta equals 6. And so I have the square root of x squared plus y squared plus x equals 6. So x squared plus y squared equals negative x plus 6. And like before, we go through and we square everything. So I end up with x squared plus y squared equals x squared, negative 6, so minus 12x plus 36. And notice now when I go to gather my like terms, my x squareds are going to cancel out, so I only have y squared, which is kind of friendly. So I'm going to rewrite this as y squared equals, and I notice my two terms here have a negative 12 in common, so I can factor that out. This becomes x minus 3. And to put it in the form that we're used to, where we can identify our p-value, I always like to have my single term first. So x minus 3 equals negative 1/12 y squared. So that is a sideways parabola. So I know that my vertex is at 3, 0, and I know the p-value here, remember 1 over p, is going to be a negative 4. And so if I were to graph that, and make my axis big enough, I'm going to come back here at 3, 0, and p's a negative 4. So that brings me back to here for the focus. And that tells me then I'm going to go out 6 units this way, out 6 units this way. So I'm kind of out of room here. This would be down here at -6. And I could draw my parabola. And it's going to go through everything. Okay, so that's putting your conic sections in from, or getting your conic sections from polar form.